Wait, Jack Black is in this movie?
Fucking Jack. Yeah, he's the airplane pilot. He cameoed as the airplane pilot.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was like the best casting for him, though, like the best, because like Jack Black as the airplane pilot is in like this weird like Raider leather like Fallout get up, looking like a weird bullet Nazi. Like that's so fitting for him for some reason.
When they reboot Waterworld, yeah, it's going to be all about Jack Black's character specifically. You know, his character is probably more likable than Kevin Costner's character.
The crazy part is, I'm pretty sure his character didn't even die.
well, yeah, dude, he lives on. He's going to be. They're going to make a prequel and a sequel for his character in this decade.
Yeah, Kevin Costner was kind of a dick in this movie. I didn't really like him.
Yeah, no, I don't even think he liked himself in this movie. There's a lot of behind the scenes shenanigans with this movie. People almost died, and also he was going through a rough divorce, and he was like the producer, but I think also like the co-director at certain points. Like this movie is his baby, okay? One of his many babies. And yeah, I think that was why he was portraying himself to be like a dick.
Now, I'm going to be honest here. I can't speak for Kevin Costner behind the scenes, but Kevin Costner in the movie, it's one of those things where it's a very different type of movie. I feel like if this movie had like a, kind of generic good guy protagonist, it wouldn't have been the same. I kind of like how he's kind of like this bastard because I mean, this is a post-apocalyptic world, a world without love. I mean, he almost got executed for being a mutant. He has probably a very traumatic past. Like he's a very dark character. And so I kind of respect the movie for kind of going this route.
Yeah, I love having a protagonist that sells his female passengers into prostitution.
Yep, just immediately like, hey, you get 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then just randomly changes his mind. Like, okay.
Well, I mean, one could sort of imply maybe he was just seeing the paper for like 2 minutes and then was going to save her either way. I mean, look, he is a scumbag.
I think it was,
but it's also like part of a scumbag world. Like this is a world, like if this was like a cowboy movie where there were still like water and like taverns all around, his actions would be inexcusable. But this is like this is caveman. This is practically like caveman times in this miserable world with no water. Yeah, he drinks his piss in the opening of the movie. I mean, he's probably got to be a little bit insane from doing that for like years.
I thought the reason why he changed his mind wasn't because he was like, oh, you shouldn't touch her. I thought it was more because he saw the paper and didn't realize realized it wasn't a National Geographic magazine, because I think that's all he cared about was just collecting like information about like the pre-flood world.
It wasn't Highlight for Kids magazine, and he lost it.
Yeah. Which I will say this, and the reason why I recommended this movie is because this movie is probably what I absolutely would have loved for a Fallout movie to be. Something like this, because this, like the set direction and the practical effects and everything in this movie are fucking great. Like
that's like the main point of this movie. I think that's like the strongest point of this movie.
Yeah, like the costumes, the set design, the actual fact it was all filmed on water in like the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, Steven Spielberg told them not to do that, and they did it anyway.
Yeah, and it ended up costing them like tons and tons and tons of money. Just everything about it.
and it almost killed some of them.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the stars, I think, like almost
Keyword
drowned.
is almost, okay, and I mean, The Dark Knight actually, like, killed someone, and people still fucking jerk off that movie, so I think we as a society could forgive Waterworld.
And forgive the character's official name is the Mariner.
That's a
Yeah.
badass name, I'm not gonna lie,
The Mariner.
Movies need to go
Mariner.
back to just, like, having
Marinara sauce.
movies need to go back to just having their main characters be, like, guys with no names, because that's how you know a guy is a badass, when he has no name.
I mean that
Yeah.
that
There's another movie that Kevin Costner made that's similar to Waterworld and is also like longer than Waterworld called The Postman, and he's also like just like a nameless. That's like a very like kind of closer to Fallout kind of movie because like it's, I think it takes place after like a nuclear apocalypse and it's all like a kind of deserty like wasteland.
I agree because
And also there's like a the villains are kind of close to Caesar's Legion.
I agree because I think they reference that in Fallout like a whole bunch. Like I think there's even like a whole thing about like how you can find a postman outfit in Fallout 4 that's supposed to be like a reference to that or something. But another thing I was going to talk about also is that like that's kind of like the essence, like kind of the Fallout style essence that I was kind of getting from this movie, where the main character is just some unnamed dickwad named like the something. Because in all the Fallout games you play as the lone wanderer, the courier, the chosen one, the vault dweller, or whatever. And in this one, it's a guy named the Mariner, and I think the villain is such a dumb, cartoonish villain that it fits for like a Fallout style thing. Like this movie, I think is the closest we got to Fallout without it being Fallout.
No, it's
Yeah, and the two chicks that are like his passengers are pretty much his equivalent to companions, I think.
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, to me, that's kind of like the essence of the movie, is how he is like this very scummy loner, but over time, he does get attached to these companions, and he ultimately cares about them at the end, even, risking his life, going to the enemy fucking headquarters and saving them. I mean, you know, I there's movies about, like, ancient generals and ancient, like, Roman leaders like Caesar and whatnot, and those guys were fucking scumbags, and you know they were scumbags who didn't live in a post-apocalyptic world. So I think Kevin Costner's character, while yes, he is very harsh in this movie, I mean, he's doomed to do the right thing at the end of every scummy action he does. It's why I just, that's just kind of my take on the character.
Mhm. Now I will say, really the part for me that shined in this movie was the villain. The whole concept of a faction of dudes that just smoke cigarettes on a oil tanker is hilarious.
Yeah. They're also called smokers because they have some sort of like they make like moonshine like oil from that like ship that they're on.
Mhm.
The
Like
Exxon.
the process that they go that they're literally smoking the oil, trying to like refine it so that it can actually be like burned.
Mhm.
Because it's just like crude oil on its own. I don't think it can actually be like burned.
Well, it can, just not very well. It would like gunk up any
Hmm.
motor because it's just thick and nasty and full of dirt.
That's what she
Yeah,
said.
But
a whole faction of Rob Zombie characters.
yeah, and they look like it looks like a real like Fallout esque kind of thing because you just have all
All
these
right.
dudes wearing like shitty patch clothing, drinking, smoking, and
They ha-
fucking being barbarians. It's great.
yeah, and they have like a gimmick about them somehow.
Yeah, in this case, they're like on the Exxon Valdez, and they pray to the captain of the Exxon Valdez who spilled the oil. I guess
Based.
it's
All right.
great. It's great. It's stupid, and I love that. I love when things are stupid and fun.
It's not really even stupid. I think it's just it's very manic, and I think that it's good for these movies to have a manic sort of vibe to it. I don't think
Mhm.
it's stupid. I think it actually says a lot about about just the way the world was and still is going, and how a society like Waterworld probably could happen in a couple hundred years.
Every time they did a really big close up on his face where he's like sweating and like talking to his like people or whatever, I got major like Trump rally vibes. And I know that's like the most lib thing to say ever, but like he looks like Trump. He looks like he's orange and he's melting.
Yeah, everybody's orange.
Uh, can I add something to that, Ivan? I think
Yeah.
like the generic liberal bitch take is like, oh, Donald Trump is Darth Vader or Doctor Doom, when he has nothing really in common with those characters. But
Mhm.
with this with this Dennis Hopper Deacon character, I'm like this like kind of like flamboyant manic energy, kind of like I'm not even really sure what I'm even doing right now, but I'm just gonna fucking scream. Like I'm like, yeah, this is kind of Trumpish.
Yeah, and I think the cherry on top is how he's like got this like southern accent and he just calls people obscenities. It's
Wait,
great.
Trump has a
Yeah.
southern accent?
Well, no, he's got like a New Yorker accent, but he does like the same thing, but it's like a northern flavor. It's iced instead of drizzled. You know what I mean?
Dude, my Zoomer brain is so melted for like a couple seconds. I keep thinking like the Dennis Hopper character was Dean Norris from Breaking Bad. I was
they
like,
they really look alike, don't they?
yeah, I was like, whoa. Oh shit. And also, hey, Dennis Hopper was the villain in the Mario movie from the 90s, you know?
He
Yeah.
was, and
Very similar kind of characters.
yeah, and he played the shit out of that one. He was King Cooper, Cooper Trooper, King Cooper. He had the spiky haircut, and he was a fascist,
A literal reptilian.
a literal reptilian. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he was good in that. I also one thing I didn't really kind of like about this movie was the weird like scene with the drifter guy who's like a pedophile, and he's like, hey, give me a few minutes with the little one.
Okay, well, here's what I
Like, give this character one thing. He may have sold the adult chick to him, but he didn't sell the little girl to him.
Yeah.
here
The little girl from who grew up to be the girl from Napoleon Dynamite. I don't know if you recognized
Oh
her
my
or if you've seen that movie too.
god, she did. That's the same
Yeah,
person,
yeah, yeah.
the one who like sells the beads or whatever.
Wait, what? No, the little girl, the in this in this movie,
Yeah, and like yeah,
Waterworld,
Napoleon Dynamite. Which character was she?
the like love interest girl.
The one with black hair, like the side ponytail thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one who's drinking like what 2%, and he's like, "I see you're drinking 2%, but you don't have to. You can drink whole."
yeah. She's the one that sold like beads or whatever. In Napoleon Dynamite, dude. That I would never have noticed. I think it's because she's blonde in this, and she just looks entirely different. That is
um
nuts. I never knew that.
if what I sort of took from the like long drifter scene was kind of like I think it was like Kevin Costner kind of realizing what the psychological damage drifting all alone can be. And I think after that scene he kind of does soften a bit to his companions, of that guy just going pure fucking insane, thinking everything has a price to it. I kind of read that as Kevin Costner's character being like, wow, this guy's kind of gone fucking insane by being alone in the water all this time. That's what I took from it.
What can I say, man? Drifter guy number one. He's a cooch cruiser. He's
Oh, we are not adding him on our list of
no,
characters.
no, he's a piece of
He's
shit.
a Yeah, well, no, he's Drifter guy number two. Like Drifter guy number one would be like that guy who tried to steal his tomato tree in the beginning,
Oh
right?
But
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, even with Drifter Guy number two, there is like this weird, like, I mean, like I said, this is a post-apocalyptic world, and I mean, he's gone fucking insane, probably from I don't know, drinking his own piss, not eating anything for like so long that there is like this weird kind of pity even in his death scene. Like it's just done so
Yeah.
anticlimactically.
I kind of
Yeah,
that's kind of what I thought too when he was like dying. I was like, "Oh, I kind of feel bad for him now."
It's like, yeah, he sucks, but it's also it's like this weird pity that's like, if the world wasn't this shitty, he probably wouldn't have even been like this deranged drifter. But
Nah,
yeah,
he would have been
no, he would be working at Dunkin' Donuts.
he'd be a Catholic missionary. But yeah,
that guy, that guy can't. You watch Sons of Anarchy?
I actually haven't.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I recognize him. Yeah,
yeah. That guy played Tig on SOA.
SOA. So official.
Whatever, bitch. Sons of Anarchy is the hardest TV show of all time, bro. I fucking cruise down with my Cooch Cruiser Sam Crow jacket, and people respect me for being in a tough biker gang, dude.
Yeah, I cruised down my road on my shitty Chinese 50cc moped and I crashed in an alley and I fucked up my rotator cuff. That's actually real, by the way. I can't lift my arm past here, past like my
oh
shoulder.
jeez,
Ah.
you got into a dumbass motorcycle accident.
Yeah, and I got a like patch thing on it right now.
Damn, dude. Ivan
Dang.
can't join the Wild Hogs.
No, I'm the wildest hog because I actually crashed and survived. All right, I'm not going out
Yeah,
like no bitch. I lived. All right.
He's got war wounds.
Yeah, I got war wounds. I can put that on my battle jacket. Survive the great crash of the gravel alley.
What if FX they put a budget into a TV show that's like Sons of Anarchy, but it's for like jet skis, like a jet ski gang,
That's like a what would that be like?
like a bunch of Florida
They'd be like drug pushers, I imagine. Like they're trying to get like drugs across like certain borders and some snow, like up in North Canada, Alaska, something like that.
God damn it, Mads. That actually makes a lot of sense. That it kind of like ruins like the
Yeah,
surreal aspect of the bit. Like that's genuinely like I could probably see that actually happening in real life.
What if
yeah.
they
I mean, it can still be like a quirky kind of crime thriller kind of movie, you know.
what if they
Quirky.
pretended to
But
do that and in reality they were just a bunch of fat boomers on jet skis at a country club just
Do you
buzzing
think?
around like just blasting that from like a speaker on the jet ski.
How do you think the like jet
Sorry, I just
ski?
shit on that idea entirely. I'm sorry, Matt. That was a cool
oh
idea.
no,
I turned it from like
my dreams of pitching a new show to FX are shattered.
I turned it from like a Narcos Miami to like fucking I don't know King of the Hill episode.
I gotta say, I was like watching network TV one time because I'm a fucking like 90,000 years old, and there was a trailer for the show called Will Trent, and I'm like, this looks like a parody of a show you would see on GTA. You know,
Yeah. Speaking of, I got really big parody show GTA vibes from whatever that shitty Daily Wire cartoon is that's coming out. That's like a knockoff of like King of the Hill or
you
whatever.
don't fucking diss Mr. Burcham. It's the
No,
greatest political comedy of all time.
I hate when they
don't diss King of the Hill by calling that a knockoff of King of the Hill.
I really don't like when they when conservative comedy is just writing liberal characters as I'm gonna go sip my woke latte and ride my woke bike to the woke store.
Yeah, what's the name of that other Mike Judge cartoon that
The
he
Good
kind of did
Family.
that a little bit. Yeah, The Good Family. Yeah,
Um,
but even then, like that show was still better than this Daily Wire cartoon. At
No,
least
dude,
it had real voice actors and had some like real like comedy writing. And those characters were more appealing and weird.
it's pretty awesome because like I feel like left wing people aren't offended by like kind of like soy latte jokes that were like made in like the 90s, and then like
Mm.
actual right wingers like hate it because it's like not really making fun of like racial groups. You know, like it's not racist enough.
Yeah,
So it's in this like
yeah.
weird
Because
spot.
I heard that conservatives and like the Daily Wire like core base like aren't like taken to this cartoon and think it's shit too.
Well, yeah, I
And I
mean,
think they're even sick of these stereotypes too. Like
it's
they want to see something harder. They want to see, real racist caricatures, not just millennial caricatures where they eat avocado toast and get triggered.
yeah, I think that show is so lame that even they're just like, yeah, this shit's lame. Uh,
Mm,
and they want to see the real hard hitting truth. They want to see the real racism, the real caricatures. They want to see like
yeah.
fucking trucks full of Aryans walking up to a black neighborhood and just shooting up the place.
Yeah. But then they couldn't get like the few like legit actors that they do have in the show. Like what they have Patrick Warburton and Danny Trejo in the
Yeah,
cast.
they couldn't do
And
that
like
because
it's like, oh, it's time to cancel those two dudes. But I see it as like the Daily Wire has a lot of money. So they pretty much are kind of like a legit kind of Hollywood studio at this point. So yeah, they're gonna have like legit people that haven't been like blacklisted from Disney movies, like
I will
doing
always
stuff with them.
I will always think of them as being about on par with like the Blaze, and everything they do to try and branch out is kind of pathetic a little bit. Even if it's
Yeah,
really well funded, it'll never be good.
no,
Uh,
and even if it does turn a profit from the people that they're scamming.
Sometimes I saw this post on Twitter that kind of really got me thinking, and it was basically just, do conservatives ever wonder why everyone's always trying to sell them stuff?
Yeah. They're trying to sell them some sort of like vitamin pill, some coffee,
Some
some supplement,
supplement, coffee,
a book,
yeah.
oh, that fucking Rudy Giuliani coffee, dude, that shit's fucking delicious.
Oh yeah,
a
it
pair of
tastes like pedophilia and tax evasion.
they're trying
Mm.
to sell them specially formulated like butt wipes.
Yeah, like like the what are they called? Like man wipes or some shit.
They're called dude wipes.
Dude
I don't think
wipes.
they're actually like conservative, but I think like they usually get like sponsorships from like manosphere kind of influencers.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
And then also just like random like YouTubers that take like all sorts of sponsorships.
I could really go for some blacked rifle coffee right now.
why are like Nazis obsessed with black people fucking white women on the internet?
Um,
Why are they obsessed with that?
Because it's hot to them.
that could be me, dude.
Which one? The woman or the
Uh,
man?
both. That could literally be me, and that's why I'm mad. Anyway, anyway, back to the major motion picture Waterworld. Do you guys think like any like jet ski enthusiasts on the jet ski forums were pro or anti this movie?
I would say pro. I think this is like the movie for jet skis. Along with I think they incorporate jet skis into that universal like play. I don't know what it exactly is, but I have seen videos of it, and it's like the only thing around that like is keeping Waterworld like relevant. They still do it to this day.
Wait,
Mhm.
is that
Like
Elitchus?
they set somebody on fire during that show. That's like crazy. It's all like perfectly choreographed, and they're like jumping off of like tall buildings into the water and everything like that. Like,
It's really cool. It's like weird. It's
yeah,
weird that this thing from 1995 is still going on, but
What
it's
yeah.
really neat.
All these people come to Universal and they see it and they have no idea what this movie is and have never seen it and probably never will see this movie, but they have seen the show at Universal.
Mhm. Also, kind of going back to what we were talking about before, which was off topic technically from the movie, but speaking of like those like manosphere people, I've been seeing a lot of drama lately on Twitter about uh like a bunch of YouTubers that are kind of like conservative or whatever, that are kind of like ganging up on this guy who's like who made like a video calling like Wendigoon, I think, like a bad person or whatever. I don't know. I didn't watch the full thing, but I thought that was kind of interesting because I was kind of noticing that recently, that like a lot of these kind of larger name YouTubers have kind of been like weirdly spouting right wing shit lately. And one of them is like a gun tuber named like Garan Thumb,
are you
who
surprised the gun tuber would be saying conservative things? Come on, dog.
well, he made like a post calling saying like day whatever of like trannies trying to cancel the gun tube guy Grantham, and it was like a Chad meme, and it was like really low brain power effort. It was just terrible.
If your
And
fucking hobby is like going around and like fucking like fields playing around with guns, probably like getting someone killed with a stray bullet nearby, and like you're probably not gonna have like the best political views, to be honest.
yeah, I in my opinion, this is kind of the thing I wanted to say about this, but one of them is a YouTuber named Mudahar, some ordinary gamers. He's one of the more popular guys in that group,
Mm.
and I used to watch him a lot. And I was kind of talking about this in my Discord a little bit ago, but I was kind of upset that he started associating with these people because, like, for one, I kind of liked it better when he was like a bit less involved in this type of shit, and for two, like he made a whole hit piece on like a that one like transgender communist lady. What was it? What was her name? Keffels, I think.
Is it? I'm kind of sick of seeing Kaffles like trend on Twitter. I don't even know like who she is actually. So
Yeah,
Mm,
I don't like her vibe personally. Something seems off about her, but I'm not like, "Ugh," like a raging like, oh fuck her, you know. Like, oh yeah, whatever, you know. I would not want to like draw attention from her or her
I
audience.
really
yeah,
didn't like her that much to begin with. I thought she was kind of just like a knockoff of like Vosh, but like worse because
Yeah.
she comes off as a bit more like manipulating a little bit. But
Yeah.
I'm just kind of seeing the general patterns here, which is that like as soon as some of these dudes like in these YouTube circles start talking to like Keemstar, they just start suddenly spewing like right wing bullshit. Like we saw that with like Boogie. Now we're seeing it with like Mudahar and Wendigoon and all these. They're starting to like associate with these gun tuber like militia dudes. It's weird, man. I don't know why they're doing this shit. It's a little weird.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, because
You're
I remember when I watched Mutahar, I never got the impression that he was like right wing at all.
No,
And
he even did a
like
video with
when
Bosch.
Wendigoon is just like a freaking like, you know, he's like some sort of like fundamentalist, like Christian or something.
Yeah, it turns out he was actually like a boogaloo dude. Like he was a like militia guy, just like straight up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
um I mean, I'm kind of sick of knowing who like all these nobodies are. I feel like they're all just
Yeah, all
nobodies,
these assholes.
Yeah.
and you're putting too much time into even thinking about them, as opposed to like, who's not a nobody.
Who?
um the guy in this movie who hung around the deacon but had those like awesome ass glasses. He was kind of like the deacon's accountant. I was like, I kind of want to know more about that guy in this movie.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. He had a bowler hat. What a swag motherfucker.
That was such a dope fucking drip, dude.
Absolutely.
Was Was he English or Australian? I forget.
I don't know.
There's no he
Be
was a
weird if it was just like one English guy with them.
Mads, let me tell you something, Mads. In Waterworld, there's no English or Australian. There's fucking smokers.
Yeah, and there's
Okay?
Portu-Greek.
The only the only the only Australian influence is the fact that this movie was pitched as Mad Max but on water.
Yeah. Which I mean it kind of
That's a true
is.
thing, by the
It
way.
kind of is though.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
It has the aesthetic, and you were comparing it to Fallout, and like Fallout is like directly like a major influence for Fallout is of course Mad Max.
Mhm. Yeah, it's all there. Yeah, it's connected. It's the pattern.
Yeah, and like the main like thing, like goal, like external goal that like they're always like looking for in these movies and stories and games is resources. Fresh water, food, oil.
Mm. Yeah.
Restoring society somehow by getting the mail service going again,
Yeah.
or trying to institute some kind of government.
Do you think like jet ski guys like vote for politicians who will kind of increase global warming faster just so they can have a world where everyone's on a jet ski?
Finally, this invention will make sense.
The jet ski can replace the car.
That'd be fucking dope.
We'll have canals going all the way from Kentucky to Iowa, and we'll be able to use our jet skis to roam freely without having to wear a seatbelt because you don't need road laws when everything's water.
Yeah, my bitch ex-wife was being like, "Oh, you fucking canceled the children's college fund for your jet ski." Well, I'm like, "Who's laughing now, bitch? College is sunken, my jet ski isn't."
Yeah, the college is flooded, but my jet ski floats. Take that,
It's
motherfucker.
okay. It's okay. I'm gonna write the jet ski into the will. The kids will get it once I'm dead. Dies in a crash and destroys the jet ski, so they get nothing.
Aren't jet skis realistically like just like a small engine vehicle? Like they're basically just floating lawnmowers.
Is that your bit? Is that your bit where you're trying to emasculate the jet ski, Ivan, by turning it into a punchline? Because it's not going to work, buddy. And honestly, you're not going to win this fight against jet skis. So take a 180 and walk away, buddy.
Damn.
Yeah,
Look, you can hurt me, okay? You can use
yeah.
your words. You can use your words to hurt me, but you'll never break my spirit, okay? I will always be critical of jet skis.
Dude,
I don't even
jet
know him.
skis. Well, listen, buddy. I might not get pussies wet, but I get jet skis wet. Wait, no, wait. No. That's
That's their function. They're supposed to get wet.
wait.
Yeah, both of
Whoops.
them.
It's easier to get a jet ski wet than pussy.
Yeah, well, here's the
That's the fact. That's the Snapple Cap fact of tonight.
here's the real secret to it, though. You can buy a jet ski, but unless you have a truck and a trailer, that thing ain't touching no water.
Oh. Are you
So it looks
sounding?
like you're gonna have to buy a truck and a trailer there, buddy, if you want to get your jet ski wet.
I could move to Maine and live in a houseboat and just like have my jet ski parked outside my houseboat.
Do
Look, this isn't a Stephen King novel, all right? This isn't the house that floats, all
that is
right?
the most. I'm sorry. You hear the word Maine and you're like, Stephen King.
It was either that or a Bar Harbor joke. Fuck off.
Oh yeah, that one's got to appeal to all the Bar Harbor heads out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Another pier that you can drink at.
What?
They got those all over the East Coast. Hey, come down to the famous pier. It's got beer. The beer pier. Get drunk, hit your kids, play some games.
Based.
It's a good old fashioned family outing.
Yeah. when I was a kid, I would see the movie title Waterworld, and I thought, holy shit, they made a movie based on the on the amusement park Waterworld. But you guys don't know what Waterworld is because you guys are East Side fucks. Well, where I'm from, Waterworld is basically just like it's like they got a splash pool, a bunch of fucking water slides. It's fucking dopest place you could go, man. That was the shit.
Bitch, bitch, I live like 50 miles away from Action Park. You don't know a real, like, man's kind of amusement park,
Yeah,
okay?
but maybe like when I go to an amusement park, I don't want to like lose my intestines out of my asshole and like the triple the loop 9,000. Okay,
Nah, you
maybe
gotta
I
be
just want to
Hey,
have
brave.
a
that's
good.
a rite of passage, all
It's a
right?
rite
You
of
have to
passage.
go on one of the rides at, not even just Action Park, but any of the other, like, dinky amusement parks that are around
Yeah, like
here,
Now, do
Camden Park.
and have receive a permanent, like, mild injury on your back that you're gonna feel for another, like, 20
Yeah,
years.
we got Class
Waterworld.
Action Park, we got Camden Park, we got um fucking I don't know. What's another water park around here?
Isn't Action Park like closed and shit? Like, come on, you can't even say that.
They keep trying to resuscitate it.
It's like,
Yeah.
is that like kind of like the Confederate flag, but for like Jersey guys, is bringing back Action Park?
Yeah, bringing back Action Park so that you can get your ass knocked over by their wave pool.
Yeah,
See,
mild contusions for all New Jerseyans.
Yeah,
Waterworld
have all that pit wash over you.
Waterworld was actually like made with love, unlike your places on the east side that were like band together by like cigar smoking like fat asses who hired a bunch of carnies with fucking dumb tax. Okay, Waterworld is different. It's like an actual place where families could go and like not immediately die. Waterworld is an upstanding water park.
Do all the trash cans have a hornet's nest in it, like over here?
I don't know. I haven't been to Waterworld in like 15 years.
That was another thing about the amusement parks around here, is that they open up in the summer, and yeah, just the trash cans were always covered with wasp and hornets. So whenever you had to throw something away, you had to run away immediately.
Hell yeah.
Was this well no, see, well, Waterworld uh actually with Waterworld, they have Dippin' Dot stands all around. And so
Well, yeah,
not just
they have them at my dinky amusement parks too.
oh, because I was gonna say like there'd be less hornets with Dippin' Dots because like they're not selling like hot dogs fucking all around,
You
it's
know,
fucking
you could
Well, no, that they're not just selling Dippin' Dots; they're also selling like sodas everywhere.
uh,
Like fountain sodas, and also like funnel cakes.
you guys could go to the real water world, which is Volcano Bay at the Universal Park in Orlando, Florida, so you can slide down a slide and watch the water world exhibit thing play, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I
well,
want to see them set somebody on fire.
Hell yeah.
well, listen, dude, sign me up for a double dare so I can win a trip to Orlando, Florida. Other than that, shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm not made out of money.
Yeah, well, fuck you, man. I don't know.
Steal some money from the local high school's like senior trip fund.
Yeah, they won't be needing it. It all goes to hookers and blow anyway.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Teachers Lounge.
Is this like a bit, like a reference to something? I'm not understanding this.
Teachers Lounge, brother.
Is this a teacher's lounge bit? Is this some teacher's lounge heads out there?
All them teachers in the lounge, they spend it on hookers and blow, and then they go on the senior trip, and it's like $20 in the budget.
Dude, that guy. Remember that Recess episode where like all the kids wanted to see what the teacher's lounge was like, and then the end of the episode, it's like a nightclub. That shit was dope.
Told you, man.
Studio 54.
Told you, man. Hookers and blow.
Oh yeah, and the guy who voiced Principal Prickly died, so I kind of cried for a while. My king.
So yeah, what were you guys can't talk. What were your guys' thoughts about Waterworld in general?
Um, it's always been a a fixation for me personally because I actually grew up watching this movie
Mm.
because I kind of had a Costner mom, okay? Because like important thing about Kevin Costner is that he was actually a sex symbol for like Boomer and Gen X women. Like that's like the hottest of the hottest to them, like ultimate like dad right there, Kevin Costner, you know? And yeah, so she just had like all of his movies, like most of his movies, even the ones that she didn't like, just because like she thought he was hot.
Well, yeah, I mean, did your mom like did she get wet when she saw Kevin Costner drink his own urine in the first scene?
That is a horrible question to ask.
Yeah, certified freak, 6 days a week. Yeah, you know my family of degenerates.
God.
Uh,
How about you, Synth? What do you think of the movie?
yeah, I apologize for interrupting you, Mads.
The
I
weirdest thing one of my parents ever got horny over was have either of you ever seen Elmo in Grouchland?
Oh no.
okay,
Really?
we don't have to elaborate.
No, look, no, there's like this black lady in the movie that has like a musical number. She's like the queen of the trash, and my dad got horny over her. He's like, yeah, she reminds me of my black girlfriend that I used to have, who broke up with me because she was a professional like career woman, and she's like, you're not serious. You're not serious enough for me, dude.
I mean, when you're masturbating to Elmo and Grouchland, maybe she did have a point.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of like how I say something like outlandish, and I feel bad for saying it. Then Mads comes over here and says something like that, and now I don't feel bad. So thank you, Mads.
Yeah, just like opening up like Elmo and Grouchland. It's like, whoa, wait a minute.
So do you have like the tape of Elmo and Grouchland? Like, do you want to put like a black light on it just to make sure?
Would it even be
Oh man.
would something like that even be identifiable on a tape this far in the future? Do you think it would still light up, or do you think it would just be a dull, hollow grave marker of a uh
Yeah.
million billion
How long
sperms?
does how long does sperm residue last?
That's a good question. Everyone who's listening to this, Google how long does sperm residue last?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I know it
Jamie
gets
and Adam.
moldy.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way. Well, no, I didn't learn the hard way. I just like learned from like weird, degenerate, like Reddit like sex stories that like if you have like a fleshlight and you just keep on coming in and you don't clean it out, like eventually it's gonna get moldy.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. I've seen some horrible stories from like r/goon caves about this
Wait,
type of thing.
all right, you sick fucks. Before we go down this rabbit hole, I have to ask you, Mads. Did your dad like return the tape of Elmo in Grouchland to Blockbuster like over and over, and they said, "Please do not rent this movie to this man"?
No, we owned the VHS, so yeah, we didn't have a problem with that. I
No.
think eventually we got rid of it because I went through a period where I was scared to death of Kermit the Frog because I had a terrible nightmare where he like had like a Slender Man kind of physique. He was like 7 feet tall. His body was the same proportion, but his limbs, like his arms and his legs, were extra long. And he like ran at me like a Smiling Friends creature, like, "Ah!" And he picked me up and he stole me. And then I woke up and I was scared to death of Kermit the Frog for a while. So
So
they had to get rid of all my Jim Henson picture movies because Kermit the Frog was in the logo.
What the fuck causes that?
A terrible nightmare where Kermit the Frog kills you.
No, I mean, what causes the nightmare? Like, what did you see that created in your mind this Kermit the Frog, Slender Man creature that just runs up to you and steals
hey,
you in your
Mads,
dream?
I'm gonna kill you, Mads.
Hey Matt, hey Matt, well, I'm gonna steal you.
I'm
I'm
gonna sell you the devil.
gonna sell you to the devil. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Mads, I'm getting a little sick of your dad masturbating to this movie. So, throw away your fucking tape, bitch, or I'll kill you.
Get rid
It's
of
not
the
my fault,
tape,
Mr. the Frog.
Mr. the Frog.
Imagine like cock blocking your dad because you were scared of Kermit the Frog. Way to go, man. Your dad had one thing to look forward to, and that was popping in that VHS tape of Elmo and Grouchland, you know.
It's okay, all right. By then, the Holly Berry Catwoman movie came out, and then he had that new thing to masturbate to.
Why do you
That
drag
is
your
a
family down so hard all the time? It is
I no
fucking hilarious.
I kind of love how Mads is very open. I love how Mads' family is very open with each other on this sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, well, my some of them are open with me, some of them aren't. My dad's not normally open with me about that, but when he is going, when he gets going, he's like, "Oh my god, wow, look at her." Whew.
Fair enough though. My dad was also pretty like loud and boisterous about various embarrassing things he did. Like he has a tattoo of a cross that's not finished on his dick. Or because
Oh
it
wow.
was painful. And to go figure.
Oh wow, what a pussy.
Um
What a pussy.
or
If you're gonna get a dick tattoo, like, go through with it. Like,
Yeah.
it's already kind of on you. So what? He just had like a line on his dick.
no, it was just like a little like line with a little line. It was the smallest little cross because he was just like ah as soon as it started.
He did like the cap.
I would. If I was a chick and I was gonna bang him and I saw something like that, I would assume it's some sort of like white supremacist symbol or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a
I remember my mom told me that she got like a cross tattoo put on her wrist that she had to get covered up because like there were people going around with a cross tattoo on their wrist that kind of looked like hers
mm,
that had like three lines. It was just like three lines. It wasn't like connected like a normal cross, but the three lines stood for "I hate neighbors," you know. And she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta cover this up. I don't want people thinking I'm associated with these people."
very weird stuff. Very weird like code lingo from like back in the day.
Yeah, in the 80s, yeah,
Yeah,
and the race wars that went on in the 80s, yeah.
like how
I remember like I told some random like 40 some like years ago when I was still in high school, some hairdresser was asking me, "Oh, what high school do you go to?" I go to Highland, and she's like, "Oh, do they still have the race wars there?" She's like, "Oh, they were so serious when I was going there in the early 80s that I actually dropped out and just got my GED immediately. It was like terrible."
well, I was talking more about like the dumb acronyms that people would come up with. Like they'd say like KISS meant like Knights in Satan's Service or some shit. Or
No, dude.
they claim that like the things on like the monster, like the dashes on the monster logo were like
Oh
it was like
yeah, and it's like, oh
666 in
yeah,
Hebrew.
yeah, and it's specifically like it would look like 666 in Hebrew.
Mm,
When you're drinking it, you know?
yeah, a lot of dumb
Yeah,
like
like when you're drinking it, it goes upside down.
yeah, a lot of dumb
Um,
acronym stuff back then. I don't know. You never hear about anything like that anymore.
It's schizophrenia, okay? Like it's like humans noticing like patterns and like trying to ascribe some arbitrary meaning to it. Usually it's religious or, you know,
I think
related to whatever like prejudices they
I
have.
think you might be right because I think that's like the best explanation I've heard thus far for why like all these like religious moms back in the day would just be like, "Kiss means knights in Satan's service,"
it
and
means like whenever like a woman says something like that, it means she hasn't been like fucked in like 100 years.
Oh, yeah. Hysteria.
yeah, the Zoomer Tombstone podcast is just sitting here smoking our cigars in our 1970s office. Yeah, she just needs to get drilled. Yeah,
By
yeah,
me, baby. By me, baby.
yeah. Fucking puts out cigar and like a fucking like a stack of bills. Yeah, that broad just needs to get drilled. That's what women need. They need to fuck the crazy out of them. Yeah. Scummy.
Okay,
That
I
was the
kind of sound a
scummy.
little scummy saying that.
Yeah, that was the scummiest thing I think you said.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, anyway, going back on topic of the main point of this podcast, Elmo and Grouchland.
Yeah.
Do you think
The Elmo and Grouchland review.
hell yeah? Do you
Yeah.
think your dad was getting all like super sweaty and horny during
Why do you
like
keep?
Elmo?
Why do you
Or
want details?
well, I do. Like, do you, like what?
You've never even seen the movie, so you don't know what goes on in that scene. Like, there's like a part where like you know the hot trash lady is like telling Elmo like, "I'll help you out. I'll give you like words of wisdom. I'll give you like the magic spell to like get out of Grouchland if you give me 1,000 raspberries." And the raspberries are really, you know, like those kind of raspberries. She's like kind of reenacting it for him. Like, here, this is what I want you to do for me.
Okay,
Okay,
So, like,
I
but
just looked
imagine my
up.
dad seeing that.
but
I
do you
just looked
think
up this
like
character. I just looked up this character, right? The Queen of Trash from Elmo and Grouchland. This is like the most like unoffending outfit ever. I don't know how anyone could masturbate to this.
well, here's the
She's a,
thing.
she
I mean, she's
she
pretty, but like, why was someone just sitting there like, oh yeah, that's doing it for me, yeah? Like, what?
well, yeah, well, like, it was my dad would specifically say like, oh yeah, she looks just like my black ex-girlfriend, man. Oh man, I miss her.
That is fucking nuts. That is crazy.
I remember like the girlfriend was specifically half white, half black. Um, so like if she was my mother, I would have only been a quarter black.
You know, like,
And also also all the money would have come from her, because the reason why they didn't work out is because she was like making way more money than my dad and was like a way more serious like career woman.
Mm.
And my dad just fucks around, and takes like shitty jobs.
Do you think
Yeah, his uncle was gonna help him get a trade, but like he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I know I'm about to have a kid, but like, no, I'll just like continue to take shitty jobs.
Synth,
Do you think
Synth, I got to talk to you right quick. I gotta talk to
yo?
you right quick. I think Mads might be the daughter of the horny bastard.
We are not doing this bit. This bit died years ago. You need no this. The audience doesn't even know the horny bastard
I
character we
know,
made up.
I know. It's
That iconic character, the horny bastard. He sounds so
You're
unique.
not even
A
doing it right.
character called the horny bastard.
You're
the
not
horny.
type.
What?
It was the horny retard. You
Sorry,
idiot.
the
You
horny retard.
imbecile.
Yeah,
You don't even recognize the character.
look, I've got brain damage.
That's
Okay,
the word. That's the word. That's the word of this podcast today.
Yeah.
Retard.
This podcast has been sponsored by the letter R for retard.
Okay, going back on topic to Elmo and Grouchland, do you think like your dad was like attracted to Elmo or Oscar? And he was like getting really sweaty. He was just his hands was in his pants, but when you noticed, he was like, it's the lady, it's the trash queen, just to make it not
Arms
weird.
weak, palms are sweaty.
No, my dad has gone through many homosexual tests. Like, we have confirmed with many different people that he is in fact straight. Like, he's not like overcompensating. Like, gay men have confirmed. Like, yeah, no way.
Quick, what's your dad's favorite movie?
My dad's favorite movie? I think The Godfather or something.
That's kind of gay.
Really?
Yeah.
The Godfather? Well, yeah, Marlon Brando's in it.
Well, it's not like young hot Marlon Brando. It's kind of like old fat Marlon Brando.
Oh yeah, that's gayer.
Oh yeah.
Old fat Marlon Brando is the Marlon Brando that sucked Richard Pryor's dick. Allegedly.
Progressive.
Yeah.
My dad's favorite movie was like I don't know, Alien or some shit. He was really into like those weird sci-fi movies that gave you a headache.
What, like The Thing?
Well, The Thing I think is actually pretty great. I like that one a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's very
Well, yeah, I love Alien.
Movie. Alien has a lot of strobing lights, and it makes my eyeballs hurty.
Oh, the movie hurts my eyeballs. Oh,
Yeah.
is there a
The
discount?
kitty cat's screaming. It upsets me.
Oh, this movie hurts my tummy. Oh, I can't watch Alien. Oh,
Look, man, I'm a fragile human being. Okay, I'm disabled.
oh, when I watch that worm come out of that guy's tummy, I just lose my appetite.
Oh God. Oh, it's so nasty.
Oh,
Ugh.
that reminds me of my hemorrhoid. Turn it off.
Oh God. Gross.
Um,
So yeah, back in the saddle, Zoomer Tombstone saddle. What are we doing? I'm having a stroke. What are we what are we talking about? Where am I? What time is it?
uh, talking about Elmo and Grouchland, how that movie just fucking turns like the syrup section into the mayonnaise section, if you know what I mean, baby.
God. That's disgusting to even think about.
So see that was a part of a bit I have. The original joke I made was like, "Oh, Aunt Jemima's so hot." I used to turn the syrup aisle into the mayonnaise section, but I couldn't find the right place to tell that joke, so I had to sort of cut and paste with Elmo and Grouchland, and I
But
should consider like fucking just jumping off of a building at this point.
Yeah, recycling old material again, I see.
yeah,
Yeah.
recycling, huh?
We're gonna take your People's Choice Award away.
Yeah, they're not gonna slime you if you keep this up.
Oh, dude, please
They're
slimy.
Uh,
gonna break your Teen Choice Award surfboard.
Oh, dude. When I was a kid watching the Kids' Choice Awards, I remember like they would give like a golden blimp to people, and I used to think that was like the highest achievement a person could have. Like when Ben
oh, same
Stiller got
here.
like dude, I was like, that is an American hero. I
I
was
don't know
like, holy.
why I watched it. I don't know why I watched the Kids' Choice Award. Like, why did I do that? But I was just
Because you're a
like,
kid.
I was enamored by the golden blimp. I was like, I want one. That's so cool. It's like a
Yeah.
solid gold blimp. It should fly, but it doesn't because it's made of
Dude,
gold.
that's like literally
Yeah,
being a king.
remember they also had like little peepholes in the blimps too that you can look through.
Yeah, it's like a kaleidoscope on the inside or some shit.
Yeah, it's a like I think that's the reason why so many like legit like A-listers like haul ass to the Kids Choice Award every other year because like they love those awards because those are awards that they can actually like play with,
Yeah.
as opposed to all the other junk that gets sent to them,
Yeah, you can't play with the Oscars.
You can shove it
You
up your
can't
ass.
you can't play with you can't play with your golden raspberry.
Yeah. No playing with the Razzie or the Golden Globe or the whatever the fuck.
I mean, if you get a golden,
Is this a Razzie nominated movie? Waterworld
I have
fuck
no
no,
clue.
for
dude.
like performances or something?
No. The critics thought the movie itself was good enough. I think the movie's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
You
Critics
think
were a
so?
I read that there was like some bias in the media against this movie because they wouldn't let the press onto the set because the set was so dangerous, It was out in open water.
good.
So and they had to like ferry people around just to use the bathroom. Like they're not gonna ferry some like up his ass like movie critic over,
Let me tell you this, Mads. Like critics and journalists, they're not creators. All they know is to fucking parasite the labor of creators and innovators. Like these people
Yeah.
are
Well, my favorite critics are the ones that actually have like made a movie or like are familiar with the process in some way. They create in some way.
fair
They're
enough.
coming from the perspective of another artist.
Yeah, like Doug
Hmm.
Walker, he's made movies, so
Hmm.
he's
Yeah,
made
Doug Walker is the first thing I think about when I think of movie master critic.
Kick-Assia, greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, The Wall. Oh my god, dude. That was epic. That was a truly epic movie.
Hi, I'm a fucking like 39-year-old soy millennial. I'm going to make a 3-hour essay on why Doug Walker is bad. This will make him go away forever.
It's all
I'm a scorned X Channel Awesome creator. I got a bridge to burn with freaking Doug Walker.
Yeah, Doug Walker wouldn't like Doug Walker wouldn't let my Elmo and Grouchland review be on the front page of that guy with the glasses. So I'm coming for
yeah,
your
because I was joking the whole time.
what can I say? That black lady. Woo!
But yeah, it's my general thought about things in general is it's all so tiring.
My general thought about things in general. I want to fucking get out of here.
That's a good quote. Put that in the quote book.
My general, like a TED talk. My general thought about things in general.
Yeah, that's a real academic language right there. That's how you get accepted into Yale without being a Skull and Bones Club member.
Any dipshit can go to Yale.
Yeah, it comes free with your Xbox.
Comes free with your Elmo and Grouchland review. I'm sorry, but just the concept of Elmo and Grouchland, like, what the fuck are you doing in Grouchland, you little red bitch?
Yeah,
He's lost. He got lost in Grouchland. I haven't seen this movie in a very long time. I forget how he winds up in Grouchland.
Do we
I think
have
we've
any?
talked-
It's supposed to be Oscar the Grouch's like hometown.
I think we've talked about Elmo and Grouchland more than we've talked about Waterworld in this episode.
The first half was Waterworld. The second half is Elmo and Grouchland.
Well,
Yeah, it's a double hitter.
It's because Waterworld is such a great movie. I don't want to joke around with it because I just really like it. I thought it was a beautiful movie. I'm not gonna lie. I shed a tear during the movie. Okay, some
Shred a
Waterworld.
tear.
Wait, did you shed a tear at the end when the mariner was having a panic attack, like seeing all the horses run around on dry land?
Made me sad, but you know.
But Synth, you said you shred a tear. How do you shred a tear?
You know what? That's a general thought of a general thinking. So
Fuck off. Oh shit.
The teardrops on your guitar are shredding that guitar.
yeah. But
Oh,
yeah,
so you're a confirmed Swiftie
Mads,
for the classic era.
sending you to Grouchland.
A good Taylor Swift's next tour stop is in Grouchland.
Yeah, in the trash.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to like really, really hate the other girls in my class that would just play Taylor Swift all the time. And like Justin Bieber, and I'd just be like, "You guys are so annoying. I hate you."
I listen to Eminem.
I didn't even listen to music back then. I was just like, "I hate this. This sucks. I want to play.
I hate music.
I want to play." Yeah, I was like, "I hate music. I want to play Pokemon."
Hey girls, can you please play? Hey girls, can you change the radio station to InfoWars? That's what me and my dad listen to while we kill squirrels.
Oh god, no! But my dad every morning before school he would make me listen to the Bob and Tom show, and it was like a shitty radio show from like Chicago. These two gay dudes. I don't know if they're gay, but they would make like all these bits and stuff. And one of the most like annoying things ever was when I was really obsessed with a song they made called French Toast, which was just like French Toast. Yeah, just look up the Bob and Tom show French Toast right after you look up how long does sperm residue last on google.com.
Wow, so random.
So all these girls in your class are like, we love Taylor Swift, and you're just sitting like a little aspie in the corner, be like, play the French Toast song, bitch.
Yeah, pretty much. And like the only music I listen to is like the stuff my parents listen to, and like Lemon Demon in like 2007. and I had like 2 lemon.
Lemon Demon.
Yeah, I had 2 Lemon Demon songs on my MP3 player, which was Lawnmower and The Ultimate Showdown, because that's Neil Cesar, whatever the fuck you say his name is.
Neil Cicerega.
Yeah, Neil Cicerega, that upstanding Italian American.
Why do Italians have stupid ass last names?
The silliest Italian last name that I can think of is the current voice of Velma, Kate Micucci.
Micucci!
Oh god, that's why the Italians are like the meme ethnicity. It's like only in Italy.
Micucci. That is so good. That is so good.
No, Garfunkel
It's probably
and
pronounced
Oates.
something else, but like Americans, they're gonna say that.
No, I will never forgive this country for only giving Garfunkel and Oates one season. I like that show. That show made me happy.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of things make me
Yeah, I'm
happy.
familiar with Garfunkel and Oates. I mean, the name Garfunkel and Oates alone, I think, is genius.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of Quaker's Oats.
Hey, look, I'm gonna give you that's a third strike. Take a home, take a lap, get out of here. All right, you tried, you failed, you slipped on the banana peel, buddy. Maybe next time. Okay, Quaker Oats, come on, buddy. Go back to the drawing board with that one, buddy. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head.
I can't take another lap. I'm too fat.